Hi there, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Drina. So I see that over the past week I've gained 4 new subscribers. Thank you guys so much. That really means a lot to me, and welcome to my own little flower petal here on the internet. Today I will be doing my first ever tutorial in Krita. So I've been using Krita now for the past 2 years, and it has been an easy way for me to learn how to do digital painting. So I'm just going to show you my process in some basic steps. First off, let me say that this is not a full detailed tutorial on everything that's in Krita. It's just an easy breakdown that will help you get started with painting right away. Let me give you a quick run through of the tools that I will be using today. First off, let's start with our canvas size. I will be painting on a 1080 by 1080 canvas size. If you would like to adjust the size of your canvas, head on over to images, scroll down to resize canvas, and here you can change the width or the length of your canvas size. I use a 1080 by 1080 because it is the standard size for Instagram, and that's where I post most of my digital painting, but you can choose whatever size based on your preference. Next, for the layers, here I create a layer for each section of my painting: line art, hair, skin, outfit, and I create only one layer for her facial features like her eyes, mouth, and eyebrows. It's just easier to deal with and easier for me to navigate. If you would like to create a new layer, go on down to this plus button here, and there you can create a new layer. I also like to write the name of each layer so I don't get confused, and it's easier to find the layer that I want to paint on. To choose your brushes, head on over to your brush preset. Here you can choose the brush of your preference. There are tons of brushes to choose from, but for me, I only use like 3 or 4 depending on what I'm working on. I use the Ink 3G pen for my line art and to fill in basic colors, the Airbrush Soft for soft shadows, the basic 2 opacity brush for soft shadows as well, and sometimes I use a texture brush depending on how I would like my painting to look. For colors, you can head on over to your color palette to choose a color that you like. For me, I like to create my own color palettes. Sometimes if I'm searching on Pinterest for a reference photo and I come across a color palette that I like, I'll save it and use it in some of my paintings. But today I will be using the color palette of my OC character. Before I get started, if there's a tool that you would like to use that is not on your default settings, just head on over to settings, scroll down, click Dockers, and there you will find whatever tools you might need. So with that being said, let's get started. First, let's start with a background. As you can see, I have already done a rough sketch on the painting that I will be doing today. I like to draw in my sketchbook and then import them into Krita. It is much easier for me. So that's what I'm doing today. Let's get into some line art. So I am using the mirroring tool to get all her facial features accurate. If you're struggling with wobbly lines, head on over to tools, and there you'll find the stabilizer and other features that can be useful to give you the perfect lines. After my line art, I go ahead and fill in my basic colors. Sometimes I use random colors, or sometimes for a faster process I'll just use the colors that I'm going to be using on my painting. When the colors are all filled in, before I go any further, I'll take a moment to look at the painting and just vision how I want the finished product to look. Next, I add all my layers into individual masking groups because I will be using this tool to paint the shadows, blushes, and add details to her face. To create your own masking layer, right-click on the layer with your mouse, then scroll down to groups, or you can just use shortcut Ctrl-G. You'll see a new layer appear as group. Add a new layer and clip it to the layer below by clicking on the symbol that looks like the letter A. Like this, you'll be able to color on top of the layer below. After I add all the layers and group that I want to paint on in masking, the real fun begins. This is my favorite part of the painting process, adding all the little details and personalizing this painting into my own style. As you can see, I am painting the line art. You don't have to do this. This is just a personal preference of mine. I am adding a glove for accessories. Actually, I had her in a gloves in my sketchbook, but somehow I forgot to add it to the sketch earlier, so I'm just gonna do that right now. One of my favorite part about adding details is adding these little strands to her hair. They're so cool to play around with. And there you have it. That is my basic painting in Krita. I use this basic format when I just want to do a quick, easy painting. Sometimes I'll do more detailed paintings, but just to show you that you don't have to do a full detailed painting if you don't want to in Krita. You can just do a basic painting that still looks great. Thank you so much for being here today, and if you would like to see more detailed tutorials in Krita, just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.